She doesn't really want to meet the other dog. So, again, and learning to get it's precision.
Yeah.
That's just going to teach me how
Right.
to figure out what she's able to do.
Well, and it also is fair to her,
Yeah.
because it's you saying, I have certain expectations, I would like you to behave a certain way, I feel like I'm teaching you those things, I feel like I'm putting words on those things, and so we really want to make sure she in fact knows what they are. Like the word heel in an obedience trial. Like that is stay on the left, like it's not just go out on a nice walk. I mean, Quinn walks by my side nicely when we're walking, she does, but that is not the same thing, right? It's like this nice, I'm walking by your side. So unless we teach them the fine-tuned
Yes.
bits,
Yeah.
they really, it's not fair, because they don't really know what it is. For me, the fun part about doing that is the precision, and actually me being able to communicate that to the dog.
I like the toolbox.
Mm.
I think I like the fact that, with the work we've been doing together, that when I have a new challenge,
Yeah.
I have a box of tools I can bring to it. My solutions are occasionally superseded by yours once I bring them to you. But I'm not that far off the mark. I
Yeah.
mean, what I'm doing isn't ridiculous.
Every time it happens, you actually more firmly put that tool in your toolbox,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and even if you don't get the right tool out,
Mhm.
the next time you go, oh, you know what, then you own it. Yeah.
Another cue question.
Mm.
It's a management cue. So a lot of times, like say, after dinner, we just want her not to be a pill.
To what?
Not be a pill.
A pest, a
A pest.
pain.
A pest. Yeah.
Okay, pushy.
But if I give her the place command,
Yeah,
and she chooses to go lie down someplace else, she's now doing what I wanted, but she's not doing what I asked. We tend to accept that. I think that may be a mistake. I think
totally a mistake.
Yeah, I think we.
You need a new cue.
That's what I was
Go
thinking.
chill, do
Yeah.
it wherever the heck you want. Or something else.
That's what I was thinking. Because
Yeah.
I was the reason I was thinking, and cues that are harder for her to fail. There was a point where when I finish eating, she's usually okay to come up and get the crumbs or whatever. She's allowed. That's fine. And I've started using back off.
Uh-huh.
Because as long as she backs up, whatever else she does, I don't care. It's
Right.
harder for her to fail.
Right.
And it's very clear whether she's succeeded or failed. And she likes to try and find a third option.
Right.
A lot of the time.
Well, can I just keep engaging? Can I push
Can I
it
keep
enough to
engaging?
get you to re-engage?
Yeah. Or, if I use place, can I just go lie down someplace else?
Right.
Where I prefer. So I'm thinking of also trying to, and I think it's again the same thing you said about figuring out where it fell apart.
Mm.
But I'm taking.
So take her leash and
Oh.
just pull her, just from the leash, pull her off.
I was actually stepping on it, but I got
Yeah,
too much.
that's good. Well, just when she jumps like that, I would, rather than like pushing or anything, if she has the leash and I just take the leash, say nothing. She gets down, good, boring, good. If she doesn't have a leash on, thumb in, does she have her collar on in the house?
Yeah.
Thumb in collar, lower dog, release, good. But super non-interactive, because that's all part of this pushy nudgy stuff, right? And here's, sorry I'm gonna interrupt your thought here, but that's a big thing, that's a big topic, right, of her in daily life with you
Yes.
guys that we would like to actually kind of manage and have her not be this continually nudginess, right? Correct?
Yes.
Am I correct in that? No?
No?
I'm not so sure.
No?
Yeah, because about 50% of the time she doesn't even want to be touched.
But that's not being pushy. That's pushy is I want you to do what I want you to do when I want you to do it. Do you know what I mean? Not I don't want you to. Her not wanting to be cuddly or petting sometimes is not related to her pushing you for attention when she wants it. But you don't think that she's super pushy at home?
Not like that. It's this kind of.
But that's all part of the same thing. Because if she doesn't get the
It's a different-
attention,
It has a very different flavor to it.
you mean the pushing and climbing and the barking?
Yeah.
But it's all part of the same goal behaviorally for her. In other words, look at her right now. She's wagging her tail, she's staring at you. She wants your attention. She wanted your attention. She climbed on you. We took her off of you. Now we're not letting her go to you, so now she's vocalizing. And there's a whole like invitation, come on mom. You know what I mean? It's all, think of the behavior kernel is, I want interaction with you. So whether she's climbing, pushing, nudging, or barking, it is different behaviors. And you might find certain behaviors more annoying, like you might not find the climbing on you annoying. In which case, when I say push her off, you can say, I actually don't care if she jumps on me. I don't mind, right? I mean, it's all about what we want. So the barking might annoy you more than the climbing on you. For me, I see it all as pushy.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you can eliminate the part of the pushiness you want to eliminate, but it is part of the whole.
Right.
I'm pushing you for attention, however I'm doing it. I'm barking at you, or I'm standing on you.
Yeah, I think at home, what she was doing, the only time she does that is and she doesn't always, if I'm trying to do something else, she will do that.
Right, because she wants your attention and you're not giving it to her.
Right, but most of the time,
Yeah,
she doesn't.
at home, like climb on you.
No.
So that's a behavior that's sort of specific to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90% of the time when we're home and it's just the two of us, she's a pretty settled, well-behaved dog.
That makes
With the
sense.
exception of going outside and barking.
Right, or barking when you guys have parties.
Right, but it's not just the two of us yeah.
Oh,
Again,
right,
that's-
right,
when-
right.
When it's just the two of
Right.
us, I mean, like, if she comes up to me with a toy and pushes me and wants me to play, and I just ignore her 2 or 3 times, she'll go settle someplace.
Right, okay, good.
So most of the time, that's good.
Right.
Her most, I think, annoying behavior is barking.
Yeah, but the pushing at me, it's if I'm like trying to tie my shoes or if she's anxious about something else.
She's in arousal mode.
Yeah.
When she's in arousal mode. Okay, and that makes sense, because here, she's in arousal mode, because she's like, I should be here training, and now she's like, okay, fine. You know, I guess I'll just lie down, because no one's gonna do anything with me.
But if I'm working on the computer, she never.
She doesn't come and nudge you. Okay. Yeah. And again, all of that stuff is really independent thing. Like if I'm working on my computer and my dog comes up and squeaks a ball in my face, I'll probably play with her for a minute. But she's not overall pushy. You know what I mean? If she was a really pushy, annoying dog, I would ignore that because it would just be one of 20,000 things she does, but she's not, right? So, there's not a right or wrong. It really, like jumping, you know, I have a cue for jumping. You know, I ask her to jump. I don't want her to jump and I don't ask her to jump, but I do have a cue for jumping. Some people wouldn't have a cue for jumping. Some people don't let their dog on a couch, some people do. So there's no right or wrong there. It's all just sort of what behavior do you want to change? You know, what are you finding annoying? But the barking is attention-seeking behavior, right? It's different than the I'm pushing myself against you, but it's all part of the I want your attention and I want it now, gosh darn it. Yeah. So I don't know what I interrupted you in the middle of. Something very, very intelligent, though. I know it was a very good thought.
I know how to make them sound intelligent, whether they are or not. I think we were talking about cues that are maybe harder to fail. Is that where I was? That the backing off, because that doesn't give her a third option.
Right.
She's either done it or she hasn't.
Yes, but of course then, I agree with you, but we also have to teach her what backing off is and then call it backing off. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, what we tend to do
I did it in the wrong
is
way.
say back off, and then she's like, well, maybe sometimes I'll get it right, sometimes I won't. And then we think when she doesn't get it right, she's being pushy, but back, she just actually doesn't even know what back off means. So, all right.
But again, that's the toolbox. That's
Yeah.
the order is you
Teach-
capture the behavior and then you put it on cue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is after you've eaten and she comes over, is
Yeah,
that
because
right?
she knows better than to bother me when I'm eating.
Right.
She'll often lie down next to me, but then if I'm all done, if it's something that has crumbs that have fallen, she's allowed to come up and get it.
Vacuum, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but there's a point at which there's really nothing there and I'm ready for to stop.
To leave.
Yeah, and I've been saying back off.
Okay, and what happens?
She usually will. She'll sometimes come back, but she'll usually stop. I do not reward her for that, other than with a good girl. I mean, I think she's just been getting food, and
Right.
I may be wrong to not mark and reward it. I just give her a good girl. I don't,
Well, only wrong because it's going backwards. What you would be right doing is knowing what back off means. What does it mean for us? Here she is, she's licking the pants. Back off is basically the first step of back off is being here and not licking my pants, correct?
yeah,
So if that's all we were
that's all I
doing,
want from that.
then we would actually mark and reward that behavior so she would know to offer it, and then we'd call it back off,
Okay.
right? And then once we're calling it back off, yeah, then you're not always gonna reward it, right? But to get her to understand what behavior she needs to offer you, we need to capture it. And if we're gonna capture it, we need to pay it.
So if we want to teach her a new, not MAT,
Yep.
let me be
A
behavior.
bugger off cue?
Yeah, to just have her even go lie down someplace else.
Yeah, go, you pick a word.
Pick a word,
Yeah,
but start off by when she goes and lies down without a cue, just marking and rewarding that.
so if she's just, yeah, so you guys are sitting down, let's say you're sitting in the living room,
Yeah.
and she goes and lays down right away,
Mhm.
somewhere. I don't know that I would capture that. I don't know that I'd mark and toss her a treat.
Okay.
Because what you want, that keeps her in operant mode. Okay, so in operant mode, you're working, you're thinking, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? You're working. What you really want is for her to go settle, rest, chill,
Yeah.
right? Just
Uh-huh.
go lie down. If she does that, if you guys are sitting down in the living room reading and she comes in and goes and lays on her bed and then you capture it and throw her a treat, you'll immediately send her into working mode, right? And you really want her in chill, relax mode. So bear with me a second. I'm going to say you're going to get that better with doing what we were talking about, which is making your decision when you want the interaction to stop, and then not making sure you don't interact when she keeps pushing on it. That's the first step, right? Because what you want her to do is go and lie down somewhere and leave you alone for a moment, essentially, right? You just, that's it. Okay, so when you stop the interaction, like say you go in the living room, you sit down, and she's like, oh, cool, we're all a family, we're in the living room, she comes over here, and she says hi, and you say, hi, sweetheart, all done, okay, I'm done. And then you're gonna read your book, and she's gonna be like, oh, it's after dinner, let's play. You gotta make sure you don't go pet her or even look at her, right? So then she's gonna go try to find it from somebody else, and then she's gonna go lie down somewhere. And then when she goes lie down, good girl. Do you know what I mean? So you can praise her, but you're not putting her into operant mode.
Okay.
Right? So there's this whole thing about the difference between, like this, she chose to do this, no one
Yeah.
cued her to do that. And that is in fact what you want her to do. But as
Yeah.
long as we're marking and rewarding, we are keeping her mind into active mode. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think you're going to be better served by having a very clear body language to her that once I've said I'm done, and I'm done is not a cue, right? It's just kind of what would you call it? Like a termination thing, but it's not telling her to do anything, right? It's kind of saying, like, done. Well, we use that, right? Done. We're not working with you anymore. I don't know what you'd call that exactly. Termination phrase. Okay, so you're going to say that, but then you actually have to make sure that you don't interact with her, and she will eventually do this, right? So this all came from climb on you, you pull her off, you're holding the leash, she's standing here looking at you, barking, wagging her tail, we're talking about it, so it means we're not paying any attention to her, and then she wants to screw this and lay down. Right, so that's how we got that. We ignored her because we were actually talking about the behavior. So you could have all done. I'm not going to engage you anymore. Okay, fine, dog goes, lays down. Nice job, good girl. But you gotta be really boring. You can't have her jump up and go, oh, are we doing something? Like, she's always gonna want engagement, right? Like, we don't do enough with our dogs. They're always ready to do the next thing. But that doesn't answer the question of a go chill somewhere, but I'm not designated in a specific spot.
Yeah,
So if you
and-
wanna have that on a cue,
and
yeah,
There's a specific behavior, because it's not the jumping that she does that I think we're trying to eliminate. I call it davening. She'll, which is what, it's a Jewish thing when you're praying, the sort of the back and forth, you'll see it in the Orthodox. But she'll stand between us and the TV,
yeah.
in our line of view, standing, looking at us and just kind of, clearly, she wants
She
something.
wants you guys to play with me, not the TV.
Yeah, and at that point, I just want her to lie down.
Yeah, got it.
And I don't really care where.
Yeah, and I wouldn't use place, because honestly, she's not, like many dogs, are not at the point that you can send her off
Yeah.
and watch TV and know she's not gonna get up.
Yeah.
And we often don't care at a certain point if she gets up. Like, do you care that she's lying there or somewhere else in the house?
No, she's
Right.
perfectly welcome to move around and lie someplace else.
Right. You just don't want her standing in front of you.
Right.
Okay, and is where she's standing, is interfering with you being able to see the
She'll
TV?
stand she picks my line of sight, I think,
I know,
quite.
they're so funny.
I think that's what she's doing,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do
she-
it intentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quinn will stand over me here, and I'm like, can you get her?
Yeah.
But she's not trying to play with me, I don't know what the hell she's doing, she's a weird dog. But, okay, so you want her to go elsewhere.
Or even just lie down, just not, she can lie down where she is, she can lie down someplace else, just to not be right there, right in front of you.
What would happen if, so if you're sitting here, she's there, what would happen if you told her to come over here?
It's a good question.
Would she come?
In that scenario, probably not.
Yeah, she doesn't